Georgia. Melton, what's right across the river?
Tennessee.
Copper Hill, Tennessee.
Right.
What's right down the road? Ducktown, Tennessee.
Right here.
Right beyond that, we got the Dogtown. We got the Turtle Town. We got it going on. We are live in McCayesville, Georgia, one of my favorite locations.
I like your glasses today. They look cool.
There you go. The sun is gone. The sun is gone. Ashley, are we doing chat or are we doing us? We're doing us. Okay, because my earpiece is not working.
Oh, okay.
Guess what? You know what? When your earpiece doesn't work, you fake it, right?
I don't have one, so I don't know
You
what's
don't
going
have
on.
one. Why don't you have one? Well,
I didn't
mine's
get
not
one.
working now. So we are live in McCayesville, Georgia. We have things to give away, things to do, people to visit with, and we're going to give you a reason to come to McCayesville.
Right.
We stayed in a wonderful cabin last night, unlike you and Brother Matt, who drove 4 o'clock this morning.
4 o'clock this morning I left
Well,
the house.
honey, it was your own fault. Y'all had a wonderful cabin that the crew used, and the crew thanks you.
Oh, you're welcome.
The crew thanks you. They didn't have to drive. Angela made it from Jasper in 45 minutes or so, so it is a very
How far,
pleasant
Bill?
drive.
Oh, I don't know.
Honey, Bill spent the night.
Oh, you stayed
The
right
rest
here.
of us were up here partying.
Oh, okay.
No. We've been up all night partying. That's why we look so bad, yeah. Yeah, we had nurture milk and cookies before we went to bed last night. And we have to say, we can't say enough thank yous to Scotty Mayfield Milk. Everybody here today is going to get one of the coupons for the large container of Mayfield.
Wow.
And we know that is some awesome stuff. If folks brought in a flyer that I have signed, they're going to get 2 tickets to the Taste of LJ, and we're going to give them a couple of other gifts. We've got some gift baskets and some John Deere thermometers. So if you found a flyer with my signature, you're going to get a little something special for it. We're going to have a little bit of trivia. And one of the first things I love to talk about, everybody knows I love racing, right? Who is the race car driver, don't say it, that I had on the show last Friday? He is 13, or last
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Because I was there.
He is 13 years old.
Right.
He is ASA champion. Does anybody here know who was on the show last week? He's a 13-year-old race car driver. He made an absolute impression on me.
He was awesome. I
Does
enjoyed talking
anybody
to him.
remember? I know, you can. Do you remember, Mr. Mole? Who was it? You don't remember his name. Tell me a little bit about him. Show him that shirt. Now, I'm going to give you a hint what his name might be. What's his name? Logan Ruffin. Logan Ruffin, 12. He has started racing when he was 12 years old. He's 13 now. Give Mr. Mole, this is an autographed shirt. Do not wear it to the garden. Do not let your precious wife Marjorie sleep in it. You keep it and you frame it, because this boy will be a NASCAR champion quickly. Well, okay. He is a good kid. Like so many guests we've had,
Right.
we have rounded up some awesome people.
Some super
We have
people.
rounded up some awesome guests. We have almost been on the air now 100 days.
Wow.
Friday will be our 100th show.
Wow.
And we thought coming to McCayesville would be a nice way to
That's right.
celebrate. What you think?
I want to tell you, talking about nice and sweet people, I want to thank all the people for coming out here today, because
Absolutely.
this is awesome turnout.
Thank you so much.
That
Give
is-
yourselves
that's right.
a hand. Thank you for being here. Thank you. And without you,
That's right.
we wouldn't be here today.
None of us would.
No, and it has been such a journey and such a pleasure. So many, it was risky business. We weren't sure. We didn't know.
Right.
I didn't come to this area very often. And now I am the queen of McCayesville, because I'm in McCayesville 3 days a week.
We get so many calls from people, and then when we're on the road, me and Matt, a lot of times people say, we see you on the web, we watch you on ETC3
Right.
on the web, and it's just been phenomenal,
Right.
the response we've got.
It's amazing, and we love the idea that y'all have turned out today. Now, Angela and Cherie, come here a minute. We're going to give you and Ange some coupons, and y'all are going to go out and give everybody one of the coupons for the half-gallon Mayfield ice cream. And then we're going to do, if you have a flyer, if you came here with one of my signed flyers, I know there are a couple of them, then we're going to give you a gift basket. And I know I saw one earlier. You got one? Come here a minute. Okay, if you have a flyer with my signature on it, there you go.
There you go.
So you can put it on eBay.
Got one right there.
No, you keep it. You keep it. There you go. We got one more. There you go. Now, does anybody else have signed flyers? I put out 6, so if you don't have one, shame on you. You ought to go shop at some of these stores. I put them everywhere, so. But there are 4 missing, so that is so cool. Today is going to be about your area. We're going to talk about the things that matter here. We're going to talk about the economy. We're going to talk about rafting, which is one of the big things. Have you ever rafted the Ocoee?
We have. I have the Ocoee. We went down the Nantahala.
Honey, you're a wussy if you haven't done the Ocoee. The Ocoee is the river to raft.
Well, I'm not rafting any river that has what you sent
well,
pictures last week.
Somebody told me there might be 2 snakes behind us, but
no, they're sitting over
the
here.
2
No,
snakes are being good. So, you know, as long as the snakes are down there on the rock where they belong, I'm okay. But if Bill gets those snakes out, we're going to whip him. We're going to whip him. Today is going to be a great day about y'all. We're going to bring on a gentleman in just a minute, and we're going to talk about a celebration that comes once a year, and they celebrate mining, and they celebrate what happened in this area for so many years. So much history, so much history. So we're going to take a break now. I think we're going to go to the community calendar, and because I can't hear Adam, I hope Adam's not screaming at me. I really hope he has the community calendar queued up and ready to go, don't y'all? What you think? He's good with that? Cool. Okay. Welcome to Live TV, where sometimes technical difficulties prevail, right?
Right.
Let's go to the community calendar. Okay, fix my earpiece. welcome back to North Georgia Now Today from McCayesville, Georgia.
This is exciting.
Now we are talking about Ducktown and a celebration. Introduce yourself
I'm Doug Collins.
and tell us what your position is.
I'm actually Vice Mayor and City Commissioner.
Okay. Vice Mayor means when the mayor's down there fighting fires, you do your job.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah,
Now,
when he's lazy, I sort of fill in.
He's a good guy.
Yeah.
I like Mr. Talley. Now, he's one of those guys we
Yeah.
kind of hit it off. He's a nice guy. Tell me what's going on that you want to invite folks to.
Well, actually, first thing, I mean, we got our, best as I can count back that I can remember, I think we started our miners' homecoming celebration 1976 bicentennial year. So I'm saying this is probably our 32nd annual. It's grew, it's up and down, but we're started to try to build it back up. So we've got 2 days going on. Friday, July 4th, that evening is our gospel singing night. So we start out there basically at 4 o'clock up at the Horst House. And
Now, let me ask you something. I passed by there going to the Ducktown Museum, the Ducktown Basin Museum.
Right.
Is that the old brick building?
right, the big building on the left.
Okay.
Right. And
I
actually,
wondered what that building was, and somebody told me, and I said, well, what does that mean? Explain that to me.
well, the Horst House, that's where it used to house the engine, the motor, and stuff
Okay.
in order to horse the ore and stuff up out
Okay.
of the mines. You know.
And people who are
At the
watching, some
Burberry.
people actually may not know that copper mining started here in when?
You would hit me
1850?
that's right there,
1850?
Right there, crap, yeah.
I've done my homework, Bubba.
I think so. I've just lived here all my life and I still can't remember
I've
this
done
stuff.
my homework.
Right,
Okay.
Long time.
So mining has always been such a big part of this area, wasn't
Right,
it?
yeah. I mean,
And you are celebrating the lives and the past from all the miners?
yep, and basically just like a lot of people moved off when the mines shut down and stuff, but it's just sort of a homecoming because if you didn't go to work with the mines and the company back in the day, you moved.
Right.
So it's a way of just getting people come back
Right.
home through Ducktown.
And what a wonderful
Copper Basin.
welcoming time,
Yeah.
yeah. And we have to say, around July 4th, you also welcome 100,000 rafters.
Would not
It's
doubt it.
unbelievable
Place
the
is running
amount of
over with
rafters
rafters.
who come here. Yeah,
Yes.
Wow.
yeah. Now tell us what'll be going on. You're gonna have a gospel singing.
Well, first of all, at 4 o'clock, from 4 to 7:30 at the Horst House. Now, this proceeds of this stuff benefits the museum, Copper Basin Museum, and they'll actually have hamburgers, hot dogs, and just stuff like that. And actually, the Barker brothers will be on stage and sing for
Sing
them
them,
that
bluegrass.
evening. Right.
Yeah.
And good people, you know,
Uh-huh,
do good things. And then at 7:30, we start a gospel music and stuff, and that's on the stage behind Glen Spring. We used to keep everything right in on Main Street, but we built a stage and stuff, and we're doing everything back there. It's sort of safer, but we've actually got Copper City Quartet lined up.
Love them. Good
Right.
people. They came to Jasper for us for the hullabaloo and wouldn't let them pay them. They came and
Right.
sang for nothing. Really, really
Yeah,
good
you
people.
have to make them, but the way gas is, I'm sure they won't have a problem taking
They are
some of
very nice people.
And
very
then we
nice
have
people.
the Kaler family.
Oh,
which
love
they've
the
been
Kaler
around for
family.
years, right
Oh.
good. And then we've got a little girl out of Cleveland, Tennessee, Mandy Dixon. She's 14-year-old and she's blind. Got a
Wow.
tremendous testimony and can sing.
Wow.
So we're hoping that's really going to be a good thing. Then we actually got, by the grace of God, I guess I could say, we got the Mine City Choir and youth drama team going to perform that night too. And that's our local church there in Ducktown. So we're thrilled to have them. I think that'll help bring a lot of our local people out that night.
Cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, is this, how many years did you say you've been doing it?
Best as I can remember, I think probably 32. I'm thinking we started, the biggest celebration I can remember was in 1976, our bicentennial year. And it went for like a week, you know, between
Wow.
McCayesville, Copper Hill, everything.
And did you tell me the C.C. Morgan band's going to be there?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Good guys from Jasper.
Yeah, super good fellows. And
Yeah.
yeah, and then which Saturday morning, I guess we'll start there if
Right.
you want to. And 7 o'clock to 10 o'clock at the Horst House, they have, it's actually their 8th annual pancake breakfast. And the proceeds again go to the museum, you know, to help, because they have costs and stuff they
Right.
have to do. And still got a lot of projects underway they're trying to finish up, so hopefully that. Then at 10 a.m. is something I'm afraid to say if it's 10 or 12 years, but one of our people there in town, Mr. David Becker, actually started this little deal for his son to show him about patriotism. Started a little patriotic walking parade, what we're calling it. And we
Really?
actually just gather up there at the upper street and we just walk down the main street with boom boxes playing American music or
I
whatever.
love it. I
And,
love it. That is
kids
so
come
awesome.
out and it's unreal. And we try to give a flag to everybody. And I don't know how many flags we got, but he donated. Last year was his. Last year we let him be our grand marshal, and he turned it over to the city. And
And you'll
it's
deal
not
with it.
hard, but we're actually doing it, and it went well last year, and he was thrilled, and if he was happy with us, then that's all that matters. But that goes down to Glen Springs, and when we get to Glen Springs, they actually have their annual open house. They have cookies and give T-shirts away and different stuff. And of course, at 11 o'clock, up at the Masonic Lodge, the women, the Eastern Star, actually does their soup bean dinner from 11 o'clock to 2. So we pretty well fill out our whole day through here. And another thing I need to mention, I guess at 11 o'clock, and this is sponsored actually by the Copper Basin Youth Athletics, but we've started a kids alley a couple of years ago. And it's, I think, of course, we have a dunk tank and the little stuff like that, and game for kids to play and stuff. So
You go dunk the mayor?
We can't get him in his bikini. No, we'd probably do better if we could get him in there. I'm sure they could raise a lot more money. But then again, he'll want me to go. If he has to
You're
go,
not going to push
that's what I'm saying. If he has to go, I have to go. So I don't know how that'll work. But yeah, that'll begin. Then at 2 o'clock is something that, this is the second year we've tried it. And I think for 40, I'm afraid to say if it's 42 or 47 year, we had an annual turtle derby. And raised turtles. It sounds,
Turtle derby.
sounds slow.
Turtles.
That's like racing snails, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yes, but the kids loved it. And I never really got involved in it too much. I knew they had it, but never really went and got to see what. And by the time I really got into it, we found out that it was illegal to possess an eastern box turtle, so they had
Oh, my
to
goodness.
So we had to stop that, but last
Did you
year.
sign the mayor's bond to get him out of jail for racing turtles?
Well, actually, the Masonic Lodge, Ducktail Masonic Lodge, has been doing that for years. So,
Okay.
no, they had to get yourself out.
How funny.
Yeah, but that worked out, and the kids, so what we done last year, out of a little brainstorming, it's all about the kids, okay? What they do, most of their proceeds go for the law, but they do a thing for the travel fund for the Shriners Children's Hospital. So we had to come up with something. So a little brainstorming, I figured somehow or another we could have a turtle derby, or a turtle race. So we actually come up with an idea and built a little water trough. And we done it last year, first time with the rubber ducks. And we're calling it the Great American Rubber Duck Race.
And that's not illegal, is
No,
it?
it's not illegal.
Well, thank goodness.
And all the kids get the benefit, come to it, and there's no charge. You know, they get to keep their duck, but they work it around. I think we did last year. We had 6 races, or 6 ducks in each race, and broke it down in heat race, the winner, and finally, last year we give, George Erdel he was big into the turtle race for years, and he'd passed away, so they done a George Erdel Memorial Trophy last year. I talked to Jim Hutchinson yesterday, and he said they're going to give another award away, but they probably won't name it because they're trying to do it, I guess, after members that have passed away.
Right.
So some kind of memorial trophy, but the winner will get a duck race trophy. But that's a good thing. Like I said, don't cost the kids anything. So anybody that's got kids that want to come, that's wonderful, because that's what it's all about. And then from 4 o'clock to 7, I'm actually going to have the classic car cruise and be back up in town. And anybody wants to come, we're trying to incorporate it back there with the music and do all the normal things that we normally do. But that should work out good. Then later, the biggest thing, I guess, of our night, and it's a long day for me because I start about 5:30. It seemed like, and it's about 1:30. It seemed like before I get through, but it's worth it. You know, we have a good crowd and people enjoy it. But we start our music on the stage again behind Glen Springs at 7 o'clock. Is what I've got scheduled right now. But I've had several of our local amateurs that just want to sing. So I may go to 6 o'clock. I'll have that changed and put on our website and stuff like that. But yeah, we're not going to turn any. We've got some tremendous local talent around.
Well, I was going to tell you that I met a gentleman here that actually sang on 2 shows. We did Heart of the Home here yesterday. He was here doing, did y'all hear thunder? No, we didn't hear
That was a
thunder.
car going across
Oh,
the
okay,
bridge.
let's pretend that was. I met a gentleman here that he was singing Peace in the Valley here Saturday night. He's a local man.
Okay.
Came in his overalls and was singing to us. Awesome. So much local
Oh,
talent.
yeah.
And what a great opportunity to showcase it.
And I think a lot of that, especially with our younger kids, we used to have a program here, if I can remember exactly what it was called, but they actually taught string instruments in our grammar school. When our band, they quit having a band, and they started another thing, and it was funded through a grant, where the grant quit, so it quit. But actually, that's where I believe the Barker boys and a lot of our local kids,
Learned
I
to
think
play.
Jared Payne that plays with Lisa Jacoby and them. Yeah, I mean, it's unreal how many
Cool.
kids can play that stuff. But actually, that's 7 o'clock. Of course, our steel string session, which formerly Ducktown Station, Lisa Jacoby and them, they start at 7 o'clock and play at 8:30. And then,
And we can say they're also at Picking in the Park every Thursday night
Right.
here.
yeah.
So every
that's true.
Thursday night through September, you can also
Right.
enjoy their music.
Oh, yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of music. That's
Oh,
the good
yes.
thing about it. And
Yes.
of course, we've had tremendous requests and good response, and they just get awesomer every year. But that's C.C. Morgan, Joe Morgan, his boys come up, and they're coming back.
Wonderful family.
And they should be from 8:30 to 10:30, and that's pretty much rounding her up. The only thing I would like to say though is our vendor. You know, we're not turning anybody away if we want. You know, we'd like to have some more crafters, and that stuff is slowly. It takes time. You know,
Right.
people to show
Oh,
up
it
and
does,
stuff. And
yeah.
I'm sure this will help us tremendously. But we need vendors and, you know, food people, whatever. So what we've got, actually, we'll have a website and stuff, and most people can contact me.
Tell people your website.
Okay, right now our cityofducktown.com website's under construction, so I wouldn't advise going to it unless we happen to get it up and running. DucktownMainStreet.com.
DucktownMainStreet.com.
And that should be pretty much have everything outlined on that. And then if you need to just get a hold of me, it's 423-241-0158.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if
that's the easiest
people
way.
have questions or if they want to know, can they come and sell their wares?
Right. And the reason I say contact me, we've actually started the vendor form. We've been riding on a wing and a prayer for several years, and we've been lucky. But now with our insurance stuff, we have to, you know, get everything in order. So
Right.
we're
and
working
everything
on that.
goes up. You
Yeah.
know.
And I think the price of booth space is $5.
Wow.
And we usually don't charge anything, but you know, that's one of those things. It'll probably cover.
And it
somewhere off
goes
that.
to a good cause.
Right.
So
yeah,
there you go.
Yeah. Everything. It's just wonderful. Like I said,
Now,
been here all my life. So.
Now, at this miners thing, will you have some type of information about history of miners? Or,
Oh yeah, and that's
So they
another
can tour the
thing.
museum.
Right.
Somehow I skipped that.
Is the museum going to be
The
open
museum
those days?
is
Okay.
open all day Saturday, free admission.
Right.
And you,
Okay.
they're going to kill me when they say. But in the meantime, because I was trying to see.
So the assistant mayor's going to be dead now. Okay,
Well,
got
the
it.
reason I missed that, I didn't have it on this list. I put it on the new one, but not this one. Right.
Well, that water down there is not deep enough to drown you in, so they can't drown you,
Nah,
sunshine.
that's all right. It's no problem.
So
Yeah,
that'll tell you a lot of the history of how the mining came to
Yes,
pass
I
and
mean,
all in North Georgia
yeah,
and
yeah.
Tennessee.
If you can get up there and just walk through the museum, like even I think on a good day the charge is maybe $3 or something.
Right.
So I mean, it's no, but it's neat, it's interesting. And
I did
guess
the
I like it.
museum, and I was very, it's kind of, I was in awe because you don't realize how much stuff comes out of that hole in the
No,
ground, you
no,
know, and how big that hole in the ground is, and it's phenomenal.
And another thing, I'm not sure, because they said they were setting it up, but Glen Springs Holding usually does a tour of the old tailing pond and all the cleanup, because see, they're actually cleaning up our waste.
Right.
And they said they would announce that stuff, so I'm not sure, but if anybody's got any question, they could probably call Glen Springs Holding just to
Right.
be sure about that. I don't want to go out on a limb.
Well, do you
and say
remember the part
anything.
at the museum where you walk under the little tunnel?
Right.
I'm claustrophobic,
Ooh.
and I was standing under it, and I looked up, and I thought a miner's life could not have been fun.
Right.
Could not have been
There's
fun.
so many people that
So-
lose their lives down in them.
It was
mines and all
very,
that.
and it's very eye-opening to me.
Right.
So, thank you for being here today, and
Oh,
thank you
yeah.
for sharing.
Yeah, I
this.
mean, I appreciate
and
you
I
guys
hope
having
that
me,
people
'cause-
will come. And now, could we have picked a better spot
Oh my goodness.
to enjoy Mercier's apple pies? Melton, you want one, baby boy?
Ooh, I'd love to have one.
Miss
Would you like
Adele
one?
Mercier is joining
Shoot,
us
yeah, I'll
now,
take
and
one.
we are going to share her pies. We're going to share a little bit of her knowledge. We're also going to talk Ocoee rafting. So we're going to take a short break, and let's look up. Okay, we can do the weather. Yeah, it may rain in just a little bit. What do you think of that?
I might do it.
Appreciate you getting
What
me
do
on
you
early.
think? Okay. Well, we can't take a break because of a technical difficulty.
That's good.
So we're going to bring Ocoee rafting on if we can find Ocoee rafting.
She's here.
Ocoee rafting. Yay. Okay, we're going to bring them down. Y'all come on. And then we're going to talk to Miss Adele Mercier, and we're going to hear, oh my
they
goodness.
get in right
Can I have
here?
a bite of this?
Boy, that's good.
Awesome stuff.
Delicious.
Awesome stuff.
Yep,
Okay, we're going to talk Ocoee rafting. Is that pie good?
pretty good.
I think it's awful good. You know what would make it better? Mayfield ice cream.
Ah.
Mayfield ice cream. We need some. Look at our co-host standing over there eating Mayfield
Yeah, rub it
ice
in
cream.
there.
That's
Rub it in.
okay. We're gonna whip him.
Well, while we're swapping out for the Ocoee rafting thing, I just want to thank the people here at the Nifty's 50s Diner for,
Amazing.
for everything that they're doing this morning and putting everything together and giving us the opportunity to be up here on their
Amazing.
deck here. And
Absolutely gorgeous. And the clouds are moving.
They're
We
going that
hope the
way.
clouds. Yeah, come on, clouds, move along, move along. Yesterday was such a beautiful day here. It was sunny.
Yeah.
It was gorgeous. This morning we woke up to the sun coming across the mountain with just a little pink tint. It's so beautiful.
Right
So
there.
beautiful.
So,
Now, have you seen, you know gas prices are up. Have you noticed that?
yes, it affects
Have
me
you
every day.
noticed that?
Yes.
I just wondered if anybody here knew gas prices were up. That's one of the things we're going to talk about. Rafting business has actually been better this year than last year.
I believe
So
that.
I think that people are biding their time and dealing with that gas, and just, we're not going to stop going places. We're not going to stop doing things.
People are not going to stop doing things. They're going to try to do them closer to home. So, I
Right.
mean, if you're anything in this area, you know, Atlanta area, it's not that far from Atlanta.
Right.
If I can come
How long did it take you to get here
Takes
this
me-
morning?
About 2 hours, 45 minutes or something like that. I left about 5 and got here right at 8. So, I mean, it was about 2 hours and 45 minutes. But that's, you know, that's a morning's drive to get somewhere
Right.
if you want to come up in the
Honey,
North Georgia
people
mountains.
sit in Atlanta traffic for 2
Oh,
hours
my
and 45
goodness.
minutes every day.
I know.
And I mean, they sit there and they sit there and they sit there, and all they do is sit there. And then you ride by and you look at them and you think, dummy, get your job up in the mountains.
Leave the Atlanta area.
Get out of there. Get out of there. That's one of the things we tell people. You can come up here on a Thursday night. You can spend a night in a couple of cabins. They've got all kinds of cabins around here, houses to rent, nice motels, just a bunch of stuff to do. And you can start in Jasper and work your way up. You can go Jasper, LJ, come up here, stop at Fannin County and eat, come up here and just chill, because this is just a good place just to relax,
Let me ask you,
isn't
how
it?
far is it from here over like to Dahlonega that way? Is it real far?
I don't know, because I don't, if you
Dawson
go to
City,
Blairsville,
90 miles.
Is it?
90 miles.
Yes, yeah. That's if you go to LJ and over.
Right.
Somewhere through
I didn't know
Okay.
how far it
Yes.
was over this way.
70,
but from here
70
to Blue
75
Ridge, it's
miles.
only 15 miles.
Right.
And it's just so doable. You know, there's nothing about it that's hard or complicated. It just works.
Right.
So,
And we have a lot of people passing through Ducktown going to the casino in Cherokee.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Really?
it's, say 2.5 hours from Cleveland. So, yes, unreal.
do
how
most
many
of them
people
come
go
back through here broke?
I guess, if they've got money, they're heading back
Yeah.
home.
You want
'cause
to
they-
try to get
Okay,
the
we
money
got our
before they
koi
get up there.
rafting. Y'all come on down. Have you got mics for them? Okay, now we're going to bring our koi rafting in.
That'll work.
Because of technical problems today, we can't take a break. So you're going to have to,
I'll get up.
we can go to the
That's right.
news. And is Miss Hannah here? Okay, let's go to Miss Hannah on the news. When we come back, we're going to talk about koi rafting.
Appreciate you, guys.
Thank you very much.
I guess they need.
Yeah, they're
Well, hello everyone. I'm Hannah Baker with your North Georgia Now Today news. Now, since we're celebrating McCayesville here today, we are going to show you a story that is synonymous with McCayesville. It's Pickin' in the Park, and Jennifer Poole brings you that story.
That's right, Hannah. The weekly jam sessions at the park have become a highly anticipated event in McCayesville. I sat down with the coordinator of Pickin' in the Park to find out how it all got started.
It's been going on for 5 years. This is our 5th year. And it was the first original picking and bluegrass festival in the area. And it was originally thought up from Ron Henry and Lisa and myself.
Over 5 years ago, Ann says she was just a volunteer at the park, planting plants and helping Ron, a freshwater biologist, stabilize the riverbanks. Looking back, she admits she was a little skeptical of the idea.
And Lisa and him came up with the idea that they wanted to do bluegrass jamming up here in the park. And everybody would just come and bring an instrument and play, which I thought they were out of their mind, because I didn't have any idea that so many people in this area was so gifted with banjos, guitars, fiddles. They came from everywhere and just looked like professionals.
The event has seen as many as 1,800 people at the park at one time, and an average of 300 to 500 on a Thursday in the summer. Ann says if you haven't made it out to a pickin' yet, just come one Thursday and listen for a while. She's sure you'll be back.
I would say, you know, the old saying is that they would get their money's worth if they came and played. And then they will return. They will return.
And they do. Year after year, people of all musical backgrounds and of all ages flock to the Ron Henry Horseshoe Bend Park.
And it's just been a real blessing to the people that like music and the people that play music. And people that didn't know how to play instruments have bought them an instrument, and the ones that could play have took time and taught some of the people to play. And I know of one 10-year-old that has learned to play, and one 80-year-old man that plays different places 3 times a week. He plays the guitar. So I think that's just the greatest story that anybody could ever tell.
Ron Henry, one of the original founders of Pickin' in the Park, died from cancer 5 years ago, but was able to see his vision come to life before he passed. The park now bears his name, Ron Henry Horseshoe Bend Park.
So before he passed away, I had a burning desire to change the name of the park. And I knew it would take some doing. And I knew I'd have to go about it the right way. So I went to the commissioner, and we started talking about it. And so we got it done. And so Ron lived with his daughter at the beginning of the entrance down here. She was a doctor, and she lived on the hill. So I had called him and told him I had got the sign up. And I had called him and asked him to bring him down. And he was in the final stages. And so when he came down the hill and saw the sign and came across the bridge, I was waiting on him. And he was so happy that his dream had his name. And it just was a wonderful thing. And when I come up here, I just feel like this place is a piece of heaven. And it is. It's a piece of Ron Henry's heaven.
Ann says as long as musicians continue to play and listeners continue to gather, his legacy will live on through Pickin' in the Park. Reporting for North Georgia Now Today, I'm Jennifer Poole.
Thanks, Jennifer. And Pickin' in the Park is a great place to go. I've had a lot of fun there, but I know we have sports director Dave Garner with us right now. He plays a mean banjo, or at least one song or so. But thanks for joining us, Dave. What do you have for us?
Well, first off, I want to wish my beautiful wife a happy anniversary today. 8 years today. Jan and I have been married, and so I definitely want to say that to her. So I love you, babe. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun this year, and of course we've got a couple of programming notes as I shared with you last week. The Prep Rally Live will air in its normal time slot Thursday morning at 11 a.m., but the evening replay will actually be pushed back once again due to the Appalachian Children's Center live telethon. The Prep Rally Live will follow that at 10:30 p.m., but the Saturday morning replay at 8 a.m. is still intact right there. But looking forward to the telethon. Gene Fernandez and myself will be co-hosting that. I know Russell Hood will join us a little bit later on that night as well, but very excited about that and would encourage folks to tune in from 7 to 10 p.m. on Thursday night right here on.
Well, Cherie, don't tell my fiance, but I found another good-looking man inside of the Nifty 50s Cafe. Right now, we're going to head on over to reporter Chad Crow, and he has an interview right over here at the bar.
Thank you, Hannah. I'm here inside the Nifty 50s Cafe. It is stop number 84 on the McCayesville Tri-City walking map that the Tri-City Business Association puts out, and I am joined with the president of the Tri-City Business Association. You want to go ahead and tell everybody your name?
Yeah, my name is Adam Davenport.
All right, thank you, Adam, for being here and talking with us. Talk to us a little bit about the business opportunities here. You know, we're at the Nifty 50s, obviously a booming business here in this area. What are other, business opportunities in the area?
You know, the main focus of this area has been, is based around the river. So there's a big opportunity for tourists in this area for business to come into, piggyback off the tourist thing. There's the building concept. That's just one of the things that have driven this community for so long is the building opportunities. Of course, I work for United Community Bank. I know you probably couldn't tell for all the logos on my shirt, but that's also one of the opportunities. There's banking in this area. There is a great deal to come into McCayesville, and there's Copper Hill across the river, which also has the same opportunities, except you're in a different state. I know that really didn't
Well, that's kind of the neatest thing about this area is you have those cities that are twin cities. You know, they mirror each other and they offer many different opportunities to grow. Now, talk to us a little bit about this walking map. Of course, you know, tourism is a good thing in this area. You know, tell us some of the amazing stops on this map.
Okay, this is our walking map. We first came up with the concept of walking map to feel, you know, for the Blue Ridge Scenic Railroad that comes in, and this gives us that, you know, the people get off the train and other people who stay in the local cabins an opportunity to see what we have to offer in our fair city. Like next door we have the Woodland Express, which is, you know, one of my favorite shops. It has a little bit of everything. That's where I got my Mother's Day present. We also, if you go across the river, we have a place called Christmas is Here, which is a great little shop. They have Christmas stuff galore. They also have something very interesting. They have hand-carving bows and other little trinkets, which are really neat. And then, if we go up the road, you have Ducktown. And Ducktown has something, they've started a BMX track that started every Saturday. There's just so much in this area to look for. You just have to come up and experience.
That's right. I was talking with the curator of the Ducktown Basin Museum earlier about how many people, you know, come down here. They get this map. They ride the train, they get the map, and they see all there is to do, that they decide they have to, you know, when they get back on the train, they have to drive up here for another day to spend some more time, you know, hit the museum and some of these other stops that are along the way. So, and of course you have the different, you have ATMs and picnic areas and all those public interest areas labeled on the map. So I want to encourage people that you know, are looking for something to do. You know, come up, ride the train. It saves gas if you want, and come up here and enjoy all these stops. I think what there's 100.
We have 108 members of the Business Association, and also last year we printed off over 50,000 of walking maps and passed out to people coming to this area.
Alrighty. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Adam.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, anytime. We're going to head over to Hannah, who I think is standing by to talk with us a little bit about some rafting in this area, I believe, or tubing in this area. Hannah?
Thanks, Chad. That's right. We do have someone here with us, but this is all about McCayesville, all about the fun. Introduce yourself, first of all.
I'm Janet Halon from Rolling Thunder River Company. We are local right here in McCayesville. We offer whitewater rafting and tubing.
Okay. Now, you were telling me also that you guys are connected in with the Blue Ridge Scenic Railway. Tell us about that.
Okay, the Blue Ridge Scenic Train drops customers off in front of our office, and they either go tubing or whitewater rafting, and then we transport them back to Blue Ridge.
Okay, so it's a great place for family to get out, but you also brought something that's very important, and that's a life jacket. We're going to talk a little bit about safety on the river. Tell us some things that you have for tips for people about being safe on the river.
Okay, no matter if the water's low or high, we always recommend a life jacket. Children must wear a life jacket. Adults, they don't necessarily have to have it on, but they have to have it with them at all times.
And how effective is a life jacket when they are down the river? Maybe they fall out of their tube. How effective is it?
It's very effective. It will keep their head above the water and float them and they can yell until someone can get to them.
Okay, great. Well, tell us a little bit about the tubing experience and how long it takes to float the river.
We offer a 1.5 mile trip, which we drop people off at Horseshoe Bend Park, and they get in the water and they tube back to us, and it's approximately an 1.5 hour to 2 hour float depending on the water level.
So it sounds like a lot of fun. I might have to check that out. Now, how can people get in contact with you guys and learn more about your rafting company?
They can go to our website. It's www.rollingthunderriverco.com, or they can call 1-800-408-RAFT.
Well, thank you so much, Dana. I appreciate you coming in. Now, Bree Tankersley is going to join us now. She has some more information about water safety for children.
Today, this pool area is quiet and a bit dreary, but with the summer days right around the corner, soon this area will be flooded with swimmers.
We have about 60 to 70 people, and then weekends we jump up to about, I'd say, 100, 150. So the weekends are more crowded than actually during the week. We have 6 lifeguards on duty, 3 up hands. one at gate, one at concession stand, and a manager will always be on staff.
Even though a lifeguard may be present, it is not a good idea to drop your child off at the pool.
It's always safer to have a parent around. That way the parent knows where the kid's at, because just because there's lifeguards on duty doesn't mean that something can't happen to your child. It's always good for a parent to accompany their child. Usually 13, 14, you know, they're usually pretty safe on their own as long as they follow the rules.
If a lifeguard is not around when you're playing in the water, then it's always a good idea for parents to follow certain safety precautions.
Main thing is always pay attention to your child. If they can't swim good, put some kind of floating device on it. I usually prefer life jackets because floaties can slip off whenever they jump in. And then just always keep an eye on them. That's the main thing.
Playing in a lake or river can be entirely different than being in the pool.
Knowing your surroundings at the water is the main thing. Jumping into water you don't know the depth of, not knowing, a lot of people try to dive in and, you know, they don't know how deep the water is and they might hit the bottom.
When planning a river or a lake trip, it is a good idea to check out the local weather report and the water conditions for that day. Such websites like fishermans.com can help provide you with water conditions. It is a good idea to talk with your children about water safety and make sure they know their limits when playing in the water.
We have kids that go actually right down the slide and then they think they can touch the bottom and they'll never come back up. They'll hit the water and then they just never come back up to the top. And I mean, that's how fast it can happen. I mean, they're holding their breath, but they can't get back up to the top. So somebody's got to go get them. Some will jump off the diving board not knowing that, you know, they can't swim, and they just go straight to the bottom and you got to jump in and go get them.
And of course, starting swimming lessons early is a great idea too.
We start at 5, but sometimes parents come in, they're 4-year-olds. Sometimes we'll take 4-year-olds depending on how much they've been in the water and how experienced they are.
Hanging out near the water this summer will be a great way to beat the heat, and accidents can be avoided by simply following the safety guidelines. Reporting for today's Parent, I'm Bree Pakersley.
All right, we had to move in here because Stephen Miracle is joining me now, and he wanted to be beside another beautiful person in here, but a female person this time. Now, Stephen, tell us a little bit about yourself. We see you each week on the Health Report, but you wanted to stop by and greet some people up here. Tell us about yourself.
Thank you. I don't live far from here, so it was kind of important to come by and say hi to the folks. I've had 25 years or so in healthcare, working for big companies and doctors' offices and those kinds of things, all on the administrative side. I've played administrator on the healthcare industry.
Right, there's a lot of people that, I work with Stephen each week doing the Health Report, and a lot of people say, Dr. Miracle, right? And I'm like, no, I don't think so, but you've definitely worked with the healthcare industry for a long time. Yeah. Now tell us about Georgia Mountains Health, and it is very close to McCayesville, and some of the services you guys provide. Georgia Mountains Health is a nonprofit organization. We've been around for 23, 24 years. And what we do is provide primary health and dental services to people in our community. As a nonprofit organization, we receive some funding from the federal government, and we also see patients who have regular fees for our services. In return for the federal funding that we get, we end up seeing people who have no insurance or who are underinsured, which in our communities represents about 20% of our population have no insurance. And so it's difficult for those folks to find health care services. And where is your closest office located to McCayesville? Our closest office here is in Blue Ridge. Mm-hmm. We have a pediatric office and a adult medical practice. We also have a dental office there. Mm-hmm. And then in Fannin County, we have an office in Morganton, which is where Georgia Mountains Health started some 23, 24 years ago. So, and you guys are also located in Gilmore County as well? We do. We have an office with 3 full-time physicians that are down next to Country Cookin' down in LJ. Very good. So you guys are all over the place providing a good service for people of this area, because McCayesville, I believe you said it does not have any medical offices up here at this point in time, so it's great that there's a place for them to go close by in Blue Ridge. Yep. Well, thank you so much for stopping by. I know you want to go out and meet and greet some of the people. I saw you meeting with some people, but thank you so much, Stephen, and we will see you next week on the Health Report. Thank you very much. Well, everybody, this has been the news for now. I'm Hannah Baker. I will see you on tomorrow's show at the top of every hour. See you later. I'll take you, Brenda. Yeah. Welcome back to North Georgia Now Today, live. Angela, live. We are live in McCayesville, Georgia. And I beat you here this morning. My child, I spent the night up here. As a matter of fact, we've been up here in cabins for a couple of days. You got here from Jasper in, what, 45 minutes? Yeah.
The boys in blue, yes, she got here in 45 minutes. No, we're not going to talk about her speed, but beautiful drive.
It was really nice. Of course, it was really dark because I was afraid it would take me a long time. And so I left at daylight 30 and, you know, almost was here before daylight started coming. Got here and I'm like, where's my mama? You know, the ETC crew was here. They were all setting up and I'm like, where's Danny? I beat my mama.
And you were excited.
Yeah.
Now, you have eaten a few Mercier's pies because I bring them back to the office.
Yes.
Is there anything any better?
No, my favorite is the sweet potato.
Absolutely.
The apple is
sweet
really
potato
good.
is my favorite.
But I'd fight you for a sweet potato.
But let me tell you something else that's great there, the chicken salad. And we are joined, Kay, you are responsible for the chicken salad.
Well, a
Absolutely.
really good customer of mine, when I owned a restaurant years ago, shared that recipe with me, and we've sold that for a very long time, and it's been very popular. We do
good stuff.
A pecan chicken salad, which is good, and then we do a fried chicken salad on Friday with a poppy seed dressing. That
wow, I've never had that. That sounds great.
That's kind of a specialty that we brought from the restaurant I used to have, and it's real popular. So the deli's been great for us. We do box lunches on the train for people, and we do a lot of box lunches for offices. And
tell us what people who ride the train might expect in one of those box lunches.
A sandwich, a bag of chips or potato salad, their choice, and fried pie.
Absolutely. Well, who would have thought it? Who would have thought it? Now, you know something else I bought there before we came up here? I bought some of the apple bread. That is wonderful.
Thank you.
That is wonderful.
And we're also got a new blueberry bread, and we're really expanding our bread line. We've got sourdoughs and wheats and everything we make in-house.
Wow.
So yeah, our breads have been very popular. And apple bread, you know, we love it, but after about a weekend in October, you get a little over apple bread.
Tired of looking at apple bread. Now, you know, we did a Heart of the Home with you at Mercier's Orchard a couple of years ago, and I made my first apple pie using Granny Smith apples.
Absolutely.
And we talked about an apple pie is as easy as apple pie. The simplest recipe ever, because I just used, 6 Granny Smith apples, butter, cinnamon, and sugar, and 2 crusts, and I put craisins in it though, so we called it Cherie Martin's Crazy Apple Pie. It was so good. Now, Miss Mercier brought me an apple pie. Let's see if we can share this. Honey, we're not going to share it, but let's see if we can show it.
Oh my God.
This is going back to Jasper, to my office.
That's very beautiful.
Good. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that wonderful? And
that's when McKay did that.
So neat.
Yes.
Did you do this, Kay?
Well, our kitchen did. A lot of people give me credit, but I've got a lot of great people working for me. I'm almost embarrassed to take credit for what comes out of that bakery. Because
well, but Angela will tell you, there's the brains behind the madness. Who's the brains at our place?
Yep. That's right.
Yep.
I may not be the gorgeous one, the precious one, the brainy one. You know?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I kind of, and I don't sleep much because I think all the time. And I think I sleep with a tablet beside my bed and I write down ideas. So some days when I have the bags under my eyes, it's because the ideas were coming all night long. But somebody has to be in charge, and somebody has to come up with the creative end of it.
Well,
You do that.
Thank you. Well, I think there's one thing about Miss Adele that I'd like to say to her, because I don't think she realizes what an inspiration she is to business women. You think when Miss Adele started the Orchard, there weren't a lot of women running businesses in Fannin County, and she flat ran Mercier's. And she watches us to make sure we're doing the business end of it right, and that's so important. And she's been a real inspiration for women who are in business.
And that today, so many women are working out of the home out of necessity too. Because the economy, you know, used to, a man could make a living and his wife could stay at home and raise children. It's tough today, isn't it?
Yeah, but women like running business too. And
yes,
Miss Adele showed us
you
how
want
to
to
do
talk
that.
to the man in charge or the woman who knows what's going on.
Yeah.
Well, we have got a wonderful group of women here that Matt and Melton are going to talk to, and they're going to talk a little bit about what they've done in their lifetimes. And I think the mayor told us that one of them was a nurse. Used to be a nurse. So we're gonna break away right now and go over to Matt and Melton and let them interview a couple of ladies who are here visiting with us today. And when we come back, we are joined by the mayor of McCayesville and Jared. Come on down. Miss Mercier, thank you so much for being here. I adore you. Thank you so much. Thank you for my dish. Thank you, Kay, for being here. Okay, guys, can you go over and talk to these ladies on the couple first rows?
Do this off.
You got it?
That's right, Cherie. We're right here with some folks from over at the Life Care Center, and your name is?
My name is Sheila Teal. I'm the marketing director.
My name is Max Pittman. I'm the driver. All right, now tell us a little bit about the Care Center and then also what you do and what these folks get to do.
Okay. We are a 135-bed facility in Ducktown, Tennessee. We are an affiliate of Life Care Centers of America, which has over 200 facilities throughout the United States. We have a skilled care unit, outpatient therapy. We have a lot of our residents that like to get out. Just because you come into a long-term care facility doesn't mean that you are going to be inside 24/7. So today we've brought a group of ladies out to enjoy the nice fresh air and to be out here to see your show. We utilize all of the benefits of our community, from picking in the park down at Horseshoe Bend to going here to Nifty 50s to eat lunch during the day. And we just get out at least 2 or 3 times a month so everybody has fun.
Now, as the driver, you get to take all these people everywhere they want to go, right?
Yes, sir. Being a driver has its perks to it. And so, you know, it's just a wonderful job. I enjoy what I do. And if the unfortunate thing happens to the brother here on his rafting trip, hey, we got a place for you. We'll get you back to help. Well, that's real comforting to know that. I really appreciate that. But really, and being serious, I'm serious about that too. I'm glad there is a place for me to go. But I want to say it is so important in our loved ones' lives to have a place that actually they really care and they pay attention to not just the needs of placing them into the care center, but also giving them the opportunity to get back out. And I think so many times our loved ones are forgotten and they're placed in a place that really they're just doing their job. Right. This is actually a ministry, it's a service, and you really care about the people. And now, how many folks do you say you have now at this present time?
135. That
100. So you're maxed out right now. Now, do you have a waiting list then?
We do have a waiting list, right.
It's amazing to see what all is going on. We have another worker over here too. And what is your name?
Margie Edmondson, and I work in Central Supply.
Great, great. And how long have you worked there?
I'll be there 10 years, November.
10 years in November. How long have you been there?
9.5 years.
9.5.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been there a year.
A year?
Yeah, be a year the 28th.
Well, y'all definitely are to be commended for not just these people to be set into a home or something. Y'all give them a hand. To be commended for not these people just sitting there, but y'all getting them out into the community and not just, you know, sometimes they're put away and forgot, like Matt said, and y'all are to be commended for all y'all do with all these people. Can we meet a few of these people? That's people's name. I know Miss Marie here. I got the same name as my mom's name, so
Marie?
You're Marie. What's your last
name?
Scholes. Marie Scholes.
Uh-huh.
We're so y'all come out there. Y'all just tell me your name.
Willeen Loudermilk.
Willeen Loudermilk.
Oh.
You have another name here.
Betty Sutton.
Betty Sutton. Betty Sutton. Anybody else here from the?
Sandy Walden.
Sandy what?
Walden.
Walden. Thank y'all so much for coming out. We're glad to have each and every one of y'all, and I thank y'all for watching us on ETC3 every week.
Yeah, we really appreciate you being here, and we appreciate all that you do. Now, as you look back on your experience so far, what is the most rewarding thing about your job?
The most rewarding thing about my job is to know that when I walk in there in the morning and smile at our residents, they're going to smile back because they know we love them, because they're our families. It's not just a job. We're going home every day to take care of our loved ones, and we appreciate that, and we appreciate this community.
That's right, and there's a Bible verse that says, of some have compassion making a difference. There's a big difference in just doing a job than doing a job with love. So that's great. We really appreciate what you've done. And thank you all for coming, and go back and tell everybody else what a great time they missed. All right. Cherie, it's been great, and we're going to send it back to you.
I think the train's coming back through, though.
Look out.
Coming in. He is so perfect. He is perfect. Right on, boy. Right on. Yay, Melton. Whoa! Today is an absolutely perfect day. Not too hot, not too cool. And we are joined by the mayor of McCayesville. And, young man, what did you tell me about the school you're principal of?
It's the best school in Ducktown, Tennessee.
The best school in Ducktown, Tennessee. How many kids at home will recognize you?
About 472 will recognize me.
Well, son, you look so young. You don't look old enough to even have a job.
I bought my way in the job.
How long have you been the principal?
About 8 months now.
8 months. So you're new on the game.
New on the game.
Have they not scared you to death?
Well, it's a toss-up. I scare them one day and they scare me one day, so it's evening out right now.
Okay. Now, do you know Mayor Finch?
Way back.
Way back.
He used to date my grandmother back in the day.
Oh, are you kidding me? Well, I didn't know it was going to be Old Home Week.
Well, in a small town, it's always Old Home Week.
That's right. You know, that's what I love about this area. Everybody has a story. Everybody is willing to share their stories, and everybody has a connection with somebody else. And it's like Carl Ed, I was looking for somebody who knew about the New York Hotel when I came to see you. Remember that?
Yes.
And then I met Dino walking down the street, who is this wonderful Greek man. It has just been so cool because you can never find a stranger. And I said, that's the thing. She's the child that says, Mama, have you got a boyfriend in McCayesville? You're always in McCayesville. I just love coming here. I just love it. It is just, I call it chilling time.
It's
because
beautiful.
It's very relaxing. Yeah.
Very nice.
Now, we talk about relaxing. When you have 10,000 plus through here on the weekend, it's not very relaxing, is it?
Well, certainly.
Yeah, right.
They don't know where they're going or where they're at, so what's the difference?
Now, what kind of police force does McCayesville have? How many guys have you got?
Well, we've got 5 on the payroll, I think it is.
Can they control the traffic?
You have to control them.
They just control themselves?
People are going to do what they want to do.
Boy, I love that.
Have you ever tried to tell a woman how to make a left-hand turn?
No.
All right, don't try it.
I won't do that. Now, tell me what, you're the principal. Do you have an assistant principal under you?
Well, I wish I did. It'd be nice, but no.
No, you don't.
They couldn't find one that'd work under me.
And you said you had 492 students?
472.
472. Is that a large school for this area?
It's the biggest elementary school in the area, but it's the only elementary school in the area,
Well,
so we're the biggest and the smallest.
He thinks he's going to get me. He thinks I'm the dumb one.
He looks so young.
I know, he looks like a kid. How old are you, Sunshine?
31.
31.
I was going to say he's 29.
Yeah,
too.
and she says she's 29. Honey, she ain't 29. We're not going to tell your age, are we? We're not going to tell that she was born Christmas of 69. Now, what did you choose to stay in this area because you grew up here?
Yeah, my family's kind of like the education mafia. My great-grandmother was a teacher, my grandmother. My dad was principal over here for 30 years. My mom was a school nurse. My wife's a teacher. My father-in-law, mother-in-law are teachers, and my sister-in-law's a teacher.
My goodness.
Yeah.
Wow, wow.
So and plus I just love the area. I built a house about 300 yards from where I grew up, and just happy as a pig in a mud wall.
Did you ever think of leaving?
I did. I was actually on my way to Alaska to teach when
What area? Had you chosen an
outside
area
of
there?
Juneau, and I went to church one Sunday morning, and I saw this little girl sitting up on the second row named Ashley Bryce. I thought, man, alive. I need to be going out with that girl. And I made a detour from Alaska back to Tennessee, and the rest is history.
And are you related to Joyce?
She is my grandmother-in-law.
That's right, and we have to say well wishes to her.
Yep.
She's not feeling well today, or she would have been here. Miss Joyce is kind of like, she's like my mayor backup. You know, if I need anything done, I call Miss Joyce.
Yeah, she's
awesome.
a good lady.
She's precious. She's precious. And we have to say her husband is here today, and we were hoping that she could make it, but she
I see Papa Jack in
Papa
the back.
Jack's over there. Papa Jack's another one of those institutions.
Oh,
the
yeah.
kids
Everybody
love him.
knows Papa Jack.
The kids love him. Now, can you imagine ever leaving here now that you have your job and you are secure?
I can't imagine leaving, but I can imagine them running me off probably one day, but I don't know.
No.
No, I really enjoy what I do, and I love the kids, and I've got a son in elementary school now, and I've got 2 more little heathens on the way, so that may be what the twins, 4-year-old twins, and they may be what gets me run out of here. I don't know, but I'm going to try to control them.
Maybe not. Now, tell us about your school.
We're a pre-K through 6, and I guess besides just having some of the best kids in the world, you know, we don't have a lot of behavior problems. We don't have, when I go to principals meetings and I hear these principals talking about worrying about knives and guns, even in elementary school, stuff like that, I worry about paper wads and rubber bands, and the parents are very supportive. I mean, I can call up any parent and say, you know, we've got a problem here, and they'll come in and help and communicate very well with us. And then at the core really of all of it's the teachers. I mean, my teachers make me look great. We got very, very dedicated
teachers. And to teach is to touch a life forever.
Right. Right. It's a calling. It's
A
definitely a
teacher
calling.
can make a difference in a child's life, and they can single out that child that might have a problem and might need some extra care, and they can focus on that, can't they?
Yeah, especially in elementary school. I'd say there's not a person within earshot of me that can't rattle off their kindergarten through 6th grade teachers, you know.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, thank you for being here. I want you to hang tight. We're going to talk to Mayor Finch a little bit more. Tell me, how long have you been the mayor?
I think the citizens would say too long.
I love you, Buddy Finch. You're so honest. You know,
Well,
honesty's a good policy.
This is the first term that I've ever actually been elected to.
You were
Appointed.
appointed, okay.
And I was in St. Joseph's Hospital when I was
When you were appointed, and they're thinking if he lives to get out of here, we're going to give him a job?
Well, I was asked to put my name on a short list, and it was awful short.
Uh-oh, uh-oh. Now, your wife, how's her health? You told me
Good.
last time I talked
Sandy
to you? Good,
Sandy's doing fantastic.
good, good.
The medical science and God have worked wonders.
Amazing, wonderful, because last time I talked to you, it was a little bit tough. Now, y'all own the funeral home here for how many hundred years?
Well, Carl Ed's daddy brought my daddy up here in 1929, and we lived at the end of the bridge over there in what was known as the Carrie Cole House. And this was a big ditch.
You told me that. Now, what did you say was
Well,
here?
they used to have tent revivals here, and skating rink, portable skating rink.
Seen a lot of changes.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. There have been good changes.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But-
Well, I'm learning, you know, that the appointed mayor of Copper Hill, Miss Mary Louise Howell Landrum, tells me every time I say I've gone to McCayesville, she said, you talk about McCayesville too much. You need to talk about Copper Hill. So I'm trying to visit all three areas.
Well,
You know?
there's as much notoriety on either side of the
You
creek.
think I'm partial to McCayesville?
Well, you have to get here first.
That's right. And I got here to the Nifty 50 Cafe, and I just liked it. I just liked it, and I started hanging out here. And you know why I liked it? That jukebox in there plays 5 songs for a quarter. Do you remember those days?
That's unheard of.
That's unheard of. Well, Melton brought us a saying of the day. We don't live in the past, but we live because of the past.
That's right.
Now, isn't that something? You live here because you've been here a long, long time. And when did you sell your funeral business?
1991.
You told me some stories about the ambulance service.
Oh, yes.
Some stories.
A lot of them were, you know, Copper Hill, McCayesville, Ducktown, Blue Ridge. There was a clinic at Ducktown. It was called Kimsey Gwynn. And he didn't prefer to do emergency work because we're isolated.
Is that why Kimsey Junior College is named after?
It was that family.
Okay.
That family. And the Kimseys were a big family, and they're kin to Kim Campbell that you were talking about earlier. And we had a hospital at Copper Company over here. It was called the TC Company Hospital. And you got first aid there, and either you went to Atlanta or Chattanooga or Knoxville to a major hospital. We didn't have anything here. And they talk about the good old days, baloney. I spent more time on this road than the highway did.
Really?
Yes, because you had to do it. You had to do it.
And did you tell me an ambulance call was $50?
Well, that was when it went up. It started out, it used to be about $45 to Atlanta or Chattanooga, was 20, I think.
Oh my goodness.
Times have changed.
Yes, they have.
changed.
Now, did you tell me, was it your wife or somebody went by ambulance and it was $800?
That was a long time ago. That was when
Goodness gracious.
The funeral homes went out of the ambulance service by federal restrictions. In 1972, we went out. And
I can remember in Jasper, we had the local funeral homes did the ambulance service, I guess, like y'all did.
everybody did. That's all there was. I mean, in the United States, I guess.
Right.
But now it's under, and which is good for the citizens, because the technology that we have today is they can do wonders.
Well, it's like we have Eric Chastain is here. He's a firefighter / medic, you know, so they have to have more education. They have to be able to handle almost any situation, don't they?
Everything has to change, and it's some good, some bad.
Right, right. Now, are you going to run for mayor again?
I never have run. I was in Houston this last election.
Will you ever run for mayor, Mayor Buddy Finch?
Nope.
Are you just
I'm
gonna
not a
wait and see
politician. I'm not a politician.
Well, you have a wonderful sense of humor, though. I really
He is
like
so
it.
cool.
Listen, if you're a Democrat, you got a side of the story. If you're a Republican, you got a story. If you've lived in Fannin County, you got all stories. Because this used to be the only one Republican county in the whole state of a Democratic Georgia.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So you had to go by the wayside one way or
Now,
another.
we are sitting in Fannin County.
Yes.
Okay, we are sitting in Fannin County, but right across the bridge, not far from here where the train runs, is Polk County, Tennessee.
Well, now you've got a problem there.
Uh-oh, I thought I might have.
See, if you go over here, just where that bank used to be, you'll find a steel stop. That's where the line's supposed to go. This would be all in Georgia.
Right.
Most of Copper Hill would be in Georgia.
Really?
If you go by GPS.
Really? Well, let me tell you about GPS. I have one of those things in my car. It does not recognize Turtletown. It does not recognize, it don't recognize nothing once you cross that bridge. It goes, what'd you say, lady?
See, that's the way I live in Turtletown. We like it that way. We don't
Yeah,
want
there you go.
Yeah.
And they didn't have a red light in Ducktown until he was in high school.
Yeah, y'all do have a red light now.
We got one that's motion activated.
Yeah, I've seen that. And you know, I have an office at ETC now. They're just gonna put me a desk and chair over there because I'm over there at Ducktown so often. They just said I needed a desk there. But that's what y'all love about this area, where we're staying. Do you know where Campbell Cove is?
That's about a quarter of a mile from my home.
Then we could eat breakfast for you this morning.
If you'd have been up at 5 o'clock, you could have.
Well, honey, I was up all night. Can you not tell by my eyes? I've been up all night.
She must have had a vision.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's what it was.
She knew she'd be interviewing me. She needed prep
That's
for it.
what it was. That's what it was. You know what? This area is so warm, so welcoming, so much fun, and so many cool people. So many cool people. And one of my favorite people is sitting over here to my right. We're going to talk to him in just a minute. So we're going to take a break. I don't know what Adam can go to. I don't know what we've got queued up. But we're going to take a break. And when we come back, we're going to talk to scenic shots of McCayesville. I'm going to show you some scenic shots. I'm going to bring on a lady who is instrumental. You know about Picking in the Park, and you know about the wonderful Horseshoe Bend Park. We're going to talk to Ann Williams, and we're going to talk about the park, and we're going to also talk to my buddy and your dad's buddy, Carlette Abernathy. So hang around, guys. We'll be right back. Carlette, come over here, sunshine. a treat. I have a treat. Because of the Ocoee River rafting, we have learned that a new quartet has been formed.
I saw that.
It's called the Ocoee Quartet.
There you go.
And it means when their voices go up and down, it's because the rapids are going up and down. So we're going to let Matt, Melton, Eric Chastain, and Bill Siniard are going to sing for us. Is that awesome?
That's awesome.
That is awesome. That is awesome. They're going to sing for us. Now, I don't know what they're going to sing. They ain't no telling knowing this group, but they're newly formed, the Ocoee River Quartet. So here we go.
I'm kind of homesick for a country to which I've never been before. No sad goodbyes will there be spoken, for time won't matter anymore. Beulah land, I'm longing for you, and someday on thee I'll stand. There my home shall be eternal. Beulah land, sweet Beulah land. I'm looking now across that river to which I faith will end in sight. There's just a few more days to labor, then I will take my heavenly flight. Beulah land, I'm longing for you, and someday on thee I'll stand. There my home shall be eternal. Beulah land, sweet Beulah land.
Awesome. Who came up with that idea? The smart one in the bunch? The precious one, the smart one, the gorgeous one, and the sincere one.
Sincere.
The sincere one. The sincere one. So now, next trivia questions, you'll have to remember Eric Chastain has a new name.
That's right.
Eric Chastain has a new name. Thank you guys so much. Now hang around, mix with the crowd, talk to folks. We're going to talk to my boyfriend, whose wife is sitting over here, and it's okay, Carly, and she knows about us.
Yeah.
She knows I love your greens and I love your cornbread. He actually brought us fresh greens out of his garden. And we're joined by Ann Williams. Now, Mayor, you know Miss Ann. Has she done some work in this area?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
I
yeah.
have something I want to present to you. And Ange, can you move that Coke so we don't spill it, sugar baby? I actually did this picture, and Hans blew it up. Hans is the genius. I mean, he is a genius. This depicts the park that Ann and your friend were responsible for. I have a frame out in the car, and if I had taken time, we'll just have to frame it for you, but is that not absolutely gorgeous? Hans took about 5 or 6 of my photos, and look at what he did. Is that not amazing? Is that not amazing? And you got my bodyguard, and you've got a lady who walks in the park every day, enjoys the park, and you. Now, is that not phenomenal? So beautiful, so beautiful. So So we want you to hang this wherever you think would be appropriate. It is just, I was so impressed with Han's work, and that's something, this area is a photographer's dream, isn't it? Now, I went down to the park a couple of days ago, and there wasn't much blooming. Everything's kind of peaked, hasn't it? Yeah. But the rhododendrons in this area are just amazing. And the orange honeysuckles, uh-oh, what do I hear? Ooh, do I hear a train? Or do I hear thunder? I hope we don't hear thunder. I do hear a train, yeah. You began this park how many years ago?
After the flood in 1990, I started working with Ron Henry and then started digging around in the city and planting trees. A lot of the trees in the city I planted.
We got to give you a mic. There you go. There you go.
Thank you, Brenda.
Okay, you can just
in
hold it for
1990, I started digging.
She's going to
in
give
the
you a
park.
handheld mic. We've got those back from the guys now.
Thank you.
Okay. Welcome to Live TV on the river in McCayesville, Georgia. Okay, now you started in 1990?
1990. After the flood, I did the relief center, and then I had a beauty shop, and I would work a half a day, and then I would leave and work to dark, trying to help people restore. And I had a lady that had a nursery in Atlanta, and she gave me anything that was left over if I would come and get it. So we took a flatbed truck down and brought truck after truck of trees. And Ron planted a lot of them. They would have balls on them as big as this table, and we didn't have any equipment. He'd take a shovel and dig a hole that deep. And all those beautiful evergreens when you start in the park was small then. They're large now.
And you
that's
told
when
me
we started.
you told me a story that I hope you don't mind sharing about the love you put into it because you lost your brother during this time.
That's exactly right.
And you have kind of taken some people under your wings, and they are helping you with the park.
Yes,
And one of those young men I met, and he
yes,
actually
you did.
sings.
Today, I'm going today. I have people that does community service with me, and it's like I feel like God has sent them to me, you know, because I need to encourage them and try to be a friend to them and show them that people does care, and we'll work with them and we'll go that extra mile. You
And
know.
some of them are in Judge Brenda Weaver's drug program.
Oh yeah, when me and Brenda are very, very close friends, and I wrote the first grant for $40,000 to help her get started with this program. And it's so successful, and I am so proud of her.
Well,
she is a wonderful
When you introduced
judge.
me to the young man the other night, you were glowing.
Oh yeah,
And I
he has
thought you were
done
so proud
such a
of
good
him.
job, and he has so much talent. But I have a lot of them, They're like my kids.
Well, we've been to the park about 3 days this week, and I catch it at different times, and I take pictures. Did you see the show when I was taking the picture of the snake?
No, was there a snake in the
It
park?
was
I
so
never want to
funny.
see that. I always tell them to
honey.
wear gloves. There may be a snake under one of those bushes.
It was in the water, but I stopped to talk to a man who was fishing, and I said, "Sir, do you live here?" He said, "No, I'm from Atlanta, but we have a little place on the weekend." And I said, "Have you caught anything today?" And he said, "Not yet," and he's reeling in. And I'm taking pictures because here comes the little mama duck with her little babies, and I'm just shooting these pictures. Here comes the snake. Well, I don't like snakes. So I'm snapping real quick, and the snake's coming closer to me, and I looked at the gentleman, and I said, "What is that snake going to do now? Because it's coming toward me." He said, "It's going in that hole right in front of his feet." And I'm thinking, well, this dude's from Atlanta. He don't know nothing about snakes. We don't know what that snake's going to do. But that's the only snake I'd seen out there. And I've gone so many times and taken so many pictures. But a lot of guys are out there in the water wading in boots, and what do they call it, fly fishing?
Fly fishing.
Fly
If you
fishing.
go up there on Friday morning and Saturday morning, it's just little specks all in the wind, and nobody has a tag from here. They're all from Fulton County, DeKalb, and they're all up there fly fishing for the weekend.
Well, you know, I'm from Atlanta, and that's at Mary Louise Howell Landrum, taught at Grady High School where I went to school. And I know because I was the newcomer. When I came to town, my mother-in-law's like, she'll never last and she'll never learn how to can. Well,
She's
honey,
not one of us.
I have adapted. That's exactly right. Mr. Fitz, you know this to be the truth. My mother-in-law said she won't last 6 weeks. I'm still here 39 years later, and I ain't going nowhere. So it's funny. Sometimes you leave that Atlanta attitude, and you just come up here and adjust and chill. And what a wonderful lifestyle. Can you
is.
imagine being anywhere else?
No,
No.
no. I go down to Atlanta a lot, but I always come back.
I don't. There ain't nothing down there I need. They
Well,
don't
I
have
tell them how
fried
good it
pie.
is up here. You know, they need to stay down there and let us stay up here, you know?
Well, we do like to encourage people to come to this area and visit because the economy, it is a tourist town. Face it, this is a
Right.
tourist town. And the fly fishing, we laugh about it, but fly fishing's an expensive hobby.
Oh, my goodness. Those outfits they
Oh,
wear
honey.
out there, you can tell.
Yeah, yeah.
The poor people that live here or whatever, they're just out there in their
With a
cut-off
cane
breeches,
pole,
you know.
yeah.
No, that we don't do that no
Oh,
more.
no, you don't? Okay.
But they got a pole, but they don't have that expensive outfit, a lot of them. They know how to do it without it.
Yeah, yeah. Now, do you still have people who volunteer to help you in the park?
Oh, yeah, yeah. A lot of the butterfly bushes, or all the butterfly bushes,
I
came
thought.
from Carl Ed.
That's
He-
right.
He cut off a lot of just what I called sticks and gave them to Ron, and Ron set those all in my flower bed.
And are you amazed how beautiful they are now?
And now they're great
they
big
are.
trees up there, and I kept saying, get those sticks out of my flower bed. You're ruining my azaleas. That's not going to work.
And now they're huge.
They're giant trees. I
Yeah.
can't believe it.
Yeah, yeah. Now, is your park in the city of McCayesville?
No, it's in the county.
In
But
the
see,
county.
like Carlette, and there's a piece of a lot of different people, families there, because they have give things, you know, to the park, and they feel like that's a part of them.
Right. And the benches, you have memory benches?
Memory benches, and every week or every month, somebody loses a loved one that they want to place a tree in the park for them.
And the gazebo that I have gone out and taken pictures of. Tell me the verse that's on the gazebo.
I can't exactly. There's this country song came out after that. To every woman, or something. You're the world to me, or something like that.
But
you
the
know,
man who paid for that gazebo did it in memory of his wife.
in memory of his life.
Because they met, their first date was there.
Yeah. They used to go up there and hang out. You might call it.
Is that what they call parking?
He flew in.
They went parking.
Yeah.
I bet they did.
Yeah.
I
And then
bet-
he flew airplanes in there and landed in that. It used to be a cow pasture up there.
Really?
Harper Field.
And he would land his airplane up there. And he was just walking his dogs up there, and we got to talking. We didn't know each other. And he said he wanted to do something nice for his wife, and I told him I had a real good idea. So we built a wedding gazebo. And he is very, very proud of it. And he thinks his wife, you know, that was really good to do that for her.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, I know the park is such a treasure to so many people, and one of the things, they are picking in the park every Thursday night.
Every Thursday. from-
Until September when?
Whenever they want to quit,
Okay.
till the weather stops.
Okay.
You know, we don't
And-
have any set
Well, I was
times,
going to ask
really.
you about that because was it last Thursday night it rained so hard?
It
Did
rained
they have
so
it when
hard.
it rains?
Yeah, they were still people came.
Really?
They got
Okay.
under the pavilion.
Okay.
Not a lot of musicians come because they don't want to get their instruments
No,
wet.
no,
you know.
no. Well, speaking of musicians, we rounded up, actually Mama Lucy's responsible for this. We came up here Saturday night and I took her out to eat and we hung out up here a little bit and she found a gentleman who is going to sing, I think he's going to sing Peace in the Valley for us. He's a local fella who just does karaoke. And he said he didn't know he could sing and he woke up one day and started singing. What you think of that? Kind of like you woke up one day and started cooking.
Yeah.
Awesome cook. He's an awesome
cook
cook.
singing, that
And let me
says a
tell you,
nightmare.
Cherie Phillips, who's going to be joining us in a minute, she ate 3 pieces of your cornbread and milk for supper last night. Now listen to this, guys. She's the skinny one here. She ate 3 pieces of cornbread, a glass of milk, then she sat down and ate supper.
How about that?
And I thought, goodness gracious sakes alive. So we're going to take a break, and when we come back, I think we'll maybe have to do some pictures again, and let's once again show the folks the pictures in the area. We have the pictures that I've now given you, and I'll give you the frame. It's your responsibility to frame it. I'm not smart enough to frame it, right, Ange?
Right.
Okay, so we're going to take a break and look at some of the pictures, and when we come back, we're going to enjoy a song by a wonderful local young man. Not quite so young, right? And you're going to hang around with me. Miss
Okay.
Cherie, come on. Okay, thank you both very much. Now, Cherie, come over here. Cherie.
I'm old and slow.
Technical difficulty. There you go.
Well, I'm tired and so weary, but I must go on till the Lord comes to call me away. Oh, yes, where the morning's so bright and the land is alive, and the night is so sad as the day. There will be peace in the valley for me someday. There will be peace in the valley for me. Oh, Lord, I pray there'll be no sadness, no sorrow, no trouble, the troubles I see. There will be peace, peace in the valley for me. Well, the bear will be gentle, and the wolf will be tame, and the lion shall lay down by the lamb. Oh, yes, and the beast of the wild will be led by just a little child. Then I'll be changed from this creature that I am. Oh, yes, there will be peace in the valley for me someday. There will be peace in the valley for me. Oh, Lord, I pray there'll be no sorrow, no troubles I see. There will be peace, peace in the valley. Some of these days it's gonna be for me. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna bring Brenda in for something. Welcome back to McCayesville, Georgia, the Nifty 50s Cafe, and North Georgia Now today, live. We are always live, but we are really live today, Brenda. I'm joined by Brenda Evans, who is, you're one of those women, you give and you give and you give. Thank you so much for everything you do for ETC, because you are one of those companies that make us work. You keep us busy. Now, I can say, we are staying in a beautiful cabin, but it needs a facelift. That's what you do best.
Yes.
That's what you do best. And we're going to show a cabin. You might buy a small cabin up here. You might buy a really big cabin up here, but Brenda Evans could do whatever you need to that cabin, right?
That's right.
It is amazing. There's so many beautiful homes in this area, and I had asked the guy where we're staying, I said, would they consider selling me this cabin? And I would love to do shows there. Now this is Brenda, this is your home at Carter's Lake. Yes. And Carter's Lake is another one of those, it's a well-kept secret. Mm-hmm. Maybe we can go to your house one day and do a show.
Sure.
We'll do Heart of the Home there. That would be
from your deck.
so gorgeous, so gorgeous.
Wow.
But, you know, you can take almost anything and you can recreate it, can't you?
We try very hard, and we try to use things that you have to save you money and to show you how to use your things in a right way. A lot of people don't have a decorating talent. Well, I don't have computer talent, so, you know, that's where I can help you and people can help me. But we dearly love ETC, and we feel like they're part of our family, and anything that ETC does, we want to be a part of it.
Right, right. And one of the things, when I came to work at ETC, I said, okay, my two things, I have to incorporate prayer and I have to incorporate gospel music. And that has worked, and bringing in the local community, and that's what it's all about. How many people walk in the shop every day and say, I love seeing my friends on TV, I love seeing people that I grew up with, I love seeing my old teachers.
And learning about the area, things you didn't know even though you were here forever.
Absolutely.
Right.
So, and that's one of the things with you, when people walk into your business, they want to be familiar with what's going on. And you know many of the families, you know what they like, you know what they don't like, and you know their budget a lot of times.
Right.
You know, and sometimes people don't have huge budgets. The cabin we're in literally is very sparsely decorated, but for just a little bit more, they could have done a really good job.
Right.
And it's one of those, do it nice, do it on a budget, and make it turn into something that people walk in and go, wow. You have that effect on people.
We can take your budget and make your cabin look great with whatever budget you have. Some people can spend $10,000 in a room. Some people want to spend $10,000 on the whole cabin. We can do that, and we do package deals. But we try to give you the best quality we can for the price.
Well, when I saw y'all here this morning, I was so tickled. I'm so glad you came, because last night it was so funny. I was sitting there critiquing this cabin, and I'm immediately taking everything and sitting it in the yard, and I said, I'm going to call Brenda Evans. I'm going to call Brenda. So when you walked out this morning, I said, how cool is that? And all night last night, I can't breathe today because the place has carpet. I don't do carpet either. I do hardwood floors. So I got up this morning all choked up, and I said, well, first thing I do is jerk that carpet up, you know. So, but hardwood floors are a big thing now.
Yes, they are. The thing.
And one of the things you have in your place, I looked at some curtains. I do Indian downstairs in my basement. Remember the den and everything I have? I think it's called the, what is it, Under These Hills collection?
Yes.
Beautiful stuff. And you had a tapestry hanging on the wall that you said somebody had done. It was gorgeous. And it had the Indian. So any kind of, whether they decorate with apples, Indians, bears, moose.
Roosters, whatever, we can help you.
You can do it. You can
Yes,
do
we
it.
can.
Now, we're going to give this away. What kind of trivia question can we ask right now? I wonder if anybody knows what Angela's favorite color is. Since Angela's the Friday co-host, and everybody knows that on Friday we wear a certain color because she loves it. What color might that be? Purple! Purple! Yay! There you go! You know, all the co-hosts, we have Precious, Matt.
Thank you.
We have gorgeous Melton. Everybody has their thing, but Bill is the smart one.
Oh, yeah.
Bill is the smart one.
Bill's
Now,
definitely smart.
Now, who was the co-host today? You came on and we talked about cystic fibrosis.
Me?
Cherie.
Angela.
I wanted to say Cherie.
Angela was.
Yes.
And that's another way you give back.
Yes, we are very dedicated. We love children. Ronnie and I don't have any children together. I have one son. We don't have any grandchildren, so we'll just take everybody's children. We love children and do anything we can for them. And our cousin has cystic fibrosis, and this is what got us interested in working for a cure for cystic fibrosis.
Remember the little story you sent me called 65 Roses?
Yes.
Was
yes.
that not precious? Did you
Yeah,
read
yes,
that? Yeah.
yes.
Did y'all raise a lot of money, I heard?
Yes,
on
we
that.
had our walk this past Saturday at Georgia Tech, and I believe his little group probably had over $17,000. Wow.
Excellent.
It's probably going to be more than that, but as of Saturday, I think it's about 17,000.
And there are so many things anybody can do to get involved and give back.
Yes.
That's what this area is about. You know, there are needs here. I know that the school system we talked to in Gilmer County, 50% of the children go there and get free lunches because the economy's a little bit down. And this area is lucky enough to have tourist business. Now, have you stayed busy because of the tourists and cabins, second homes?
Some of the walk-in traffic has been slow, but private appointments have been great. So if you hear us today and you want a private appointment, we'll do it for half price.
Give us your phone number.
706-635-7556 at Brenda Evans Designs.
And Brenda Evans Design is located on the Audubon in Gilmer County. The Audubon is called Tails Creek Road.
Right.
And let me tell you, honey, get you a BMW and go about 95 miles an hour down there, because if you're going any slower, you're going to get run over. It is, whoa, they go flying by there. Now, you and Ronnie live out there on a beautiful ridge with a beautiful view.
Yes, we do have a view.
And you and I have a common denominator story. You lost a husband young.
In 96 with cancer, yes.
Right. And then you met the love of your life.
I sure did.
You did. And it is so cool. It is so cool. Because you were probably like me. You had those down days, and then everything looked up again, didn't it?
Sure did. He's a wonderful man.
He is a wonderful man, and you're very fortunate. You also have something in common with Angela. You know what they've got?
A lab.
A black lab.
Well, right.
A black lab. Buster runs the show.
He does.
Kind of like Mystic runs the show at the shop.
Yeah, at 2 o'clock this morning, she's giving me the, I gotta go look. And I'm thinking,
And
I'm
I'd have
getting
said,
up at 4.
you ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, but what do? I get up, you know.
Well, you know, this show has brought people together. It brought you and I together. It also brought a lady here today. Her name is Wilma McDaris. And she watched our show, one of our first shows that came on, and she saw a picture I showed of a lady named Betty Champion from Jasper. They had not seen each other in 50 years.
Oh, my gosh.
But because of this program, she called me, I shared Betty's phone number, and now they talk every day. And actually, I will tell you, they talk so much that Miss Betty's phone goes dead while they're talking. They've got a lot to catch up on. But North Georgia Now Today is responsible for a 50-year absence becoming a friendship. So many friendships. Now, is there any way we can draw the Braves tickets now, guys? Have you got the entries? Let's do that. Somebody's going to win tickets to the Braves game on Wednesday, June the 11th. Whose birthday is that? That's Dawn's birthday.
They say that the Rome Braves is excellent.
Amazing. You gonna drive
Rome
before
is
you go
my
let
hometown.
Brenda? Are you from Floyd County? Wow.
Near Floyd County.
Okay, let's see. David T. Floyd, speaking of Floyd County, from Mineral Bluff, Georgia. Is he still here? David T. Floyd. Do they have to be present to win?
Do they have to be present to win?
Okay, we'll call him. Okay, his phone number's on here. There you go.
Oh, wonderful.
Well, thank you, Brenda, for being here today. I want you
you're
to hang
welcome.
out just a little bit. I want all the co-hosts to come back, and we're gonna visit with folks a few more minutes, and we're gonna have to sign off. You know, we've gone over today. Welcome to Live TV. Matt, Melton, Bill, y'all come around and let's say a few more words to everybody. Cherie, where's Cherie? She's in hiding. Oh, I don't care. Lay down, take you a nap. Lay down, take you a nap. We have so many thank yous. We have to say thank you to Mayfield Milk. Goodness gracious sakes alive. Do people here like Mayfield Milk?
Yes.
We have Mayfield Milk. We have Mayfield ice cream coupons. I opened the box, and we have to hand out these flyers. I opened the box, and I said, Scotty's not in the box. But there's $3,000 worth of coupons.
Whoa.
I was happy. I was happy. So thank you to Mayfield. Thank you to Coca-Cola. Thank you to Mercier's Orchards. I can't say enough. And to the Nifty 50 Cafe. Wanda, please come down. Wanda made all of this possible because she had a vision, and that vision made me a happy lady. I can show up, I can have a Coke float, and I can have 5 songs on the jukebox. I gotta play Brenda Lee, and as usual, can you bring your crew down and let's have them on for just a second? Y'all come on down. This place is so amazing. It's on the river. It has a waterfall that you can listen to. You can watch the baby ducks, and you can watch out for just one resident snake. Is that about right?
Well, there's more.
There's more. Shh. We're not going to say that. There's more resident snakes. Oh, get off! I'm going to kill you. I'm going to choke them out. Oh, my goodness. If you get an opportunity, please come to Copper Hill, come to McCayesville, come to Blue Ridge, come to Jasper, come to LJ. Visit the mountains and spend some time with us this summer. Yes, we know it. Gas is high. Yes. We don't care. It's worth the trip. Isn't it worth the trip?
Yes.
It is worth the trip. This is the most amazing way to spend 3 days. And I'm going to take you and show the cabin we stayed in, and then we'll report back to Miss Brenda. It needs a redesign. But so many beautiful places up here. So many people you can contact. Go online. Check out the koi rafting, check out the cabin rentals, check out the Nifty 50s Cafe. The Yellow Jacket restaurant here has been so great. I love creamed taters, real peel taters. So many nice people. I didn't see Dino today. I'm a little bit disappointed. Dino, if you're at home watching, and I know you watch every day, I expected to see your sweet smiling face. I hope you're feeling okay. And I have to say hello to Patsy Beaver, who wanted to be here but injured her knee. She's like me. She's getting a little bit up there in age. So many wonderful people we've met here. We cherish your friendship. Thank you so much for coming out today. Are y'all happy with today's turnout?
Yes,
good day.
absolutely.
A great day for ETC. A great day for this community. We will be traveling during the summer. We'll be making pit stops somewhere else. Speaking of pit stops, your boy better not beat my boy on the track this weekend. The M&M boy don't need to be racing. My boy needs to be winning the race. So
That first segment, my little M&M boy was
hush, I don't want to hear it. And then he blew his engine. Yay, yay. From McCayesville, Georgia, I'm Cherie Martin.
I'm Melton Campbell.
I'm Matt Dibler.
I'm Bill Siniard.
I'm Angela Burgess.
From McCayesville, Georgia, we have to say we love you. Thank you so much for coming out. Thank you for supporting North Georgia Now today. We'll be in your community soon. Check us out every day, Monday through Friday. But Matt did say he wants to start working on Saturdays. Beware, guys. He may be doing it. 8:30 to 10:30 a.m. Monday through Friday. And again, encore presentations 6 to 8 p.m. And for us late nighters like me, 11:30 to 1:30 a.m. You be here and we'll be here too.